Hey guys, we are back in the shop today. We're going to tackle the wiring issue. I don't know much about it. I know that we had it running. I disconnected a few cables here and we got to get it back together today. This is probably the biggest piece left before we can put this thing on the trailer and deliver it. I'm Justin, Two Stall Garage. Thank you guys for being here. I've been doing a little bit of testing. Got our battery hooked up. That's about dead. We got about 6.5 volts on that when I put the multimeter on. Multimeter sitting right over here by Crystal. Grab this battery out of the Dodge Omni. You guys remember that project? It's gonna come back, by the way. Just have to do a little convincing to my wife that it's okay to put a little money into it, make a couple YouTube videos. Probably lose money, but as long as you guys are enjoying it, guess we're gonna call it okay. We'll just keep it to a minimum loss, hopefully. Two hands are good, but one hand works okay. You get it? There we go, got 12.57 volts. It's pretty good for the Superstart economy from O'Reilly. That's been sitting in the Omni for quite a while. I actually think I moved it over to the Jetta and I was cranking on it. We're trying to get that going too. It's got a security system issue. This is kind of where we left off in the last video. I went ahead and checked this fuse. This is a 15 amp inline fuse. This is good. I did put a new one in there just in case, and yes, I tested it, but I just wanted to have it in there. We got 8 wires disconnected, and from what I understand, you know, you got your harness from the starter switch, from the kill switch, headlights, high lows, then you got your ignition, and that's really about it. So we should be able to figure this out. I've been fretting about it a little more than I need to, I think. Look at that, the 200X got uncovered here. This is Dad's machine. I bought it, and then he bought it from me. Bought it for about $950, and I went and grabbed it. Dad and I put a new seat on it. We had decals put on it. That's before we put the decals on ourselves. Kind of evolved a little bit. Dad went ahead, put a headlight protector on, and this fuse right here is going to be your OEM fuse. This is going to run to your solenoid. Solenoid runs to the positive side on the battery. This part of the solenoid right here, negative, obviously runs to the ground or your SAD cable. This 20 amp inline fuse, this is not the way it's supposed to be tied together like that. That could end bad, but it's not going to in this case. But it's got just a little thin piece of wire that connects these two sides together. And I can't remember if they're called ribbon fuses, something like that, but for now, I think the wiring is perfectly fine for this setup at the moment, so we can get that stuff tested. When I turn the switch on, oh, did you see that? There it is. Oh my goodness, what's the deal? No way. That is the very first time I have seen that happen. I didn't even do anything. I've been out here tinkering around with it for probably an hour and a half and nothing. And I know the battery's dead, which is why I grabbed that, but to see this happen, look at that. Any chance that that goes off if I push the start button? Nothing, so that's not making a difference. But we got a neutral indicator light, that's excellent. Which leads me to believe that something was disconnected, or something was connected over here that wasn't supposed to be. So we'll get the battery cables on. And we're going to keep that connected there. How are you guys doing today, by the way? We got a major snowstorm coming in. They were saying like 12 to 18 inches last time I heard. Julie just heard 8 to 9, so maybe it's letting up a little bit. The batteries on this are dying. Let's bring this over. Why you guys letting me walk around with my top button undone like I'm putting out the vibe or something? Anyways, stand by. Here we go. It's a little all over the board. I've got it hooked into this fuse that I've got solidly screwed together. Again, that's a 20 amp. It's on auto right now, but we'll just set our range right there. And we've got the ground going into the ground that's connected to the battery on this side. Here is your positive side that runs into your starter solenoid. We're showing 000 across the board. This battery is also pretty new, 7 of 23 if you caught that Omni video. That's what we want, and we're getting that reading from right here in this 20 amp. Oh, I was hopeful. So there's this. I wish I could see the drop in voltage, if any. See if I can get this in here. So I'm going to turn the key. We're going to see what happens. Ready, turn. Good, we only dropped down a little bit. Neutral indicator is working. Let's check out our lights. Lights are on, but our backlights on. Perfect. And we're going to turn the lights off here. Yep. On, off. Should be able to see that. High, low. Good. Okay. Oh! Did you see that? So here's what I'm thinking at this point in time. I don't know. I apologize, I'm a little excited here. This thing has been such a long project in the making. I just have this fear that I'm gonna take it out and it's gonna break down on me right away. But I don't think that will be the case. You just know how it goes sometimes. Key is going on. Click, click. It's definitely putting power to the starter. I'd say the starter is toast. Unreal. I got to be able to get that starter, give it a little bit of a better hit. Okay, so you can see we've got no volts going to it. I'm going to just touch on the starter's contact here and we'll let that solenoid kick in and see what the numbers show. You can see 12. So we absolutely have a stuck starter. I probably should work through these first just to make sure. I mean, but it's getting power, so it should at least crank. The starter has to be bad. All right, well, you can see how I just kind of work on it until it comes together or not, but I took the starter out. And this starter comes right back in here. If you're watching the video, you probably already know that. I went ahead and tested this. I got it to spin over. It's definitely got a flat spot. As it spins around, it will catch. So on the first start even, if it does happen to turn over, it's going to glide to a sudden halt on that dead spot. So we're going to have to order a new starter, and these are about $36, $40, something like that on eBay. Let's take these off real quick. This can get a little intimidating, but it doesn't need to be because these are simple stuff. Don't lose anything down into the case. So these two are going to come out. Just know they're the middles. And this should come off. So one thing to note when you take this off, there's a washer right here. Here's your underneath. Don't let this fall off. These look good. They don't look damaged at all. So that's nice. Let's go ahead and place this strategically somewhere where it won't get dirty. How about right there? So I think I should be able to just take this off right here. Yep. Stay. I'm just going to put it right there for the moment. Now this, I don't know if I can show you. It's got a spot right in there where it goes. I got to get it in there, get it lined up. There it is. Right like that. So you should be able to have that sit right there. Remember that. Don't leave it in lazy laying around or anything like that. It has to be in the case like it's supposed to be. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this starter put in. Should just slide in. You can tell by your two holes in the back that will mount up. Now, one thing you do not want to do is lose this down in the gully. That would not be okay. That would be very bad actually. So I'm just going to, I don't know, just don't lose it. How about that? There we go. It's on. We're in the right spot. And now the starter is in here. So the gear's right up here. You can't see it. But I think I'm actually going to take this off. There's no washers on either side. And I am going to just fit it up and in without dropping it. And there we go. We are in right where we need to be. Yep, everything's in good shape on this. Get your guides. Got a couple dowel pins right there. Dowel pins. Yep. And now we're just gonna line those up and push it on. Don't force it. There we go. And you probably don't have to take this off to put a new starter in, but I just did it because I wanted to make sure those gears lined up before just forcing this in and pushing that out or something like that. Now we're just going to swing around here and make sure we got everything lined up. Yeah, everything's turning like it should. Status update. Starter's in. Live, on. Still don't have a starter, so we're gonna have to order a starter. I actually went inside the house and I ordered that in. $35.55, something like that, off of eBay. Shipped from the USA, probably not made in the USA, but hopefully it works good. It's really all I could find out there on eBay. Maybe I could have looked elsewhere, but that's what I ordered. It'll be here in about 4 days. So until then, let's talk about the wiring here. The thing that had me confused is when I got the bike to work on, these were actually hooked together, which is why they bend that way. And that is incorrect, because this is something that I believe goes to like an auxiliary power source. This comes from www.threewheelerworld.com, and if you look up here, you've got 2 15 amp fuses, but if you look up here, we've only got one. So from left to right, you've got 2 15 amp fuses right there in the middle, and the colors are black, pink, brown, black, and brown. But what I have left is, of course, one 15 amp fuse right here, and then I've got black, which goes up and into this, and I've got green, which goes the same. And I can guarantee they don't hook up. It arced together when I tried to do it. It cut out the lights in the front and on the back. Pretty sure that's a good indicator why that fuse was blown. Anyways, I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think it's necessary. Everything is working. As long as it starts up and runs, everything's working for tonight.